Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Aisha Sofi Kamila.
My name is Dian
And we're going to interview
Hi, my name is Yasmin. You can call me Yasmin. I'm from SMA 82 Jakarta.
So
we'd like to ask you several questions about your high school.
Okay.
So the first thing is, how are you today?
Yeah.
I'm totally fine, thank you. How about you guys?
We are also fine. We just finished exams on
last Tuesday. How about you, dear?
I finished my exam last week. Last week. Oh, yeah.
So does your school already on holiday?
We started our holiday next week because last week we have a class meet.
So you're already holiday and then it's like
Changing the semester.
After that, you're gonna graduate from school.
Yeah.
So after graduation, what college did you want to go?
I really want to enter UI. Indonesia.
Hopefully.
Thank you.
What kind of major?
Major. I really want to enter UI. The major probably will be a nutritionist.
It's kind of unexpected for the major.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the major that unlikely people to join.
Why is that?
Because the people who want to join, if there's less than people who want to join, there will be less enemy should fight, right? So the competitors will be lesser, and then we will be more easier to enter. Especially the nutrition has like a lot of biology and chemistry, and I like both of them, so that's why I want to join nutrition.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to get into the prestigious one.
Yes, correct.
So have you prepared for the college?
100% no, but I already entered several courses. Like I joined, but I don't join like offline course. I join online course because I feel like in this corona situation and like even though we're already having offline school, I think that online courses is much more better than for me. So I joined. It's called TDS, and I joined that course.
So began to your journey of a part of student council. When did you first join the student council?
Officially, I started student council when I was in junior high school. But if you're talking about organization, I already started my organization since elementary. So in my elementary, there's like the president, the head of the class will join like a certain organization in the elementary, and they will help the teachers in the elementary. So I joined that. And since that, I really love to join like several organization in my junior high school. And then one of them was a student council. That's why I went to join student council, and I tested to enter a student council.
So what's the reason behind that?
The reason behind that is because I like to have a new relation with people and to make new experience. It sounds so cliche. Everyone like, well, why do you want to enter an organization? Because I want to make new experience. But it's really new experience because what else do you want? You have the time to meet a lot of people with different talents, with different attitude, and then you have to work together as a team. So that's why I want to join an organization because I want to learn more about that.
I think organization is really profitable. The relation is really big. So when you got to work, you meet a lot of people.
Yes, that's one of the reasons why. So we meet new people since we are small. So when we grow up, we have so many relations with others.
And you became head of student council.
Yes, I became the president.
When did you start wanting to be head of student council?
Well, to be honest, I don't have an idea or even a want to be a head student council because like you have to follow school's rules, and then you have to bring up your friends to come together as a team. But since my seniors see me maybe they see me as a great leader at that time. So they asked me, do you want to be head of student council? And I was like, let me think about it. But then when I think about it, I'm like, why not? You know, it's a once in a life experience. Like, I became one of the candidates to become a head of a student council.
What did you prepare?
To become a head of student council. Before I get elected as a head of student council, the things I should prepare is the vision of the mission. What will I give to my school? What will I give to my friends and the students in SMA Penuh Jakarta? But luckily, I have a partner, the vice head of the student council. She helped me a lot with the vision and the mission, and then the ideas. What should I give to school and what should I give to the students? Because in my school, you have to give like different vision mission to each of them. So that's why we did that together.
Other than joining student council, do you join other organization or extracurricular?
Yes, I do enter another other extracurricular and organization. Well, let's start with extracurricular. In senior high school, I joined cheers as my extracurricular. Well, it's very funny. I wear hijab, but I joined cheers, especially when you know cheers not really hijab friendly, but I don't really mind that because I do still wear hijab in my cheers. I really love to dance. I really love to perform in front of people, so that's why I joined cheers. If you're talking about outside organization besides student council, I joined Forum OSIS Nasional. That is like so I joined ISLC. It's like student Indonesia.
Student leadership.
Yeah, correct. I think one of your vice student council joined too, right? Yeah, she joined ISLC too, right? And so by that, I also joined ISLC. Then, if you join ISLC, you automatically become not a member of Forum OSIS Nasional, and in that I became the from the division of media and publikasi, or that's like publication, where I take the photos and the media and the social media from the phone. And I also joined several self-development organization where I also became the social media manager. So I take care of the social media, I post, I make the ideas what you post in the Instagram.
You have a lot of things to do. And how you manage time, like for studying, for uploading, like for joining, for organization?
Well, I do prioritize some of myself. For academics, I like to finish my academics at school. Like if I do a work or like a homework, I do it if I do work, I do it at school. Then when I go home, I straight away do what I should supposed to do, like maybe homeworks and then stuff like that. But that was when I was grade 11. I haven't joined any like course to study to go to PTN. So I only have homeworks. So I do my homework straight away after school. Then after school, maybe there will be a meeting for my student council, and then I join, and then there will be maybe another meeting. So that's why at the night I usually use that time to do for my student council. But in the afternoon I do it for my schoolwork.
So when you became the head of the student council, is there any hardship that you encounter?
There's a lot, because I've never been a head of student council before, or even the head of my division. I've never become one of them. But luckily, I have a great team. They back up me whenever I need something or I need a help. The hardest part is of course when we have an event. When the event doesn't go as our plan. We have plan A, plan B, but all of those is not working, so we have to do a plan Z. And since my student council, since my school, a lot of people doesn't come on time. Nothing is on time, especially. But in my student council, we always have to have a schedule and a rundown. And sometimes it's kind of it's kind of scary when the event doesn't go as same as the rundown. So that's why we have to make a lot of backup plans, and that's the most scariest part as the head of the student council, because you have to be prepared every time.
So what is the positive and the negative side of being the president of the student council?
Well, the pros and cons of it. Well, the pros and cons. Pros, obviously, you get more experience. Sounds so cliche, but it's really a big experience for me because especially as a woman, as a girl, leading an organization, of course there will be boys inside, right? And so like, by having the chance to lead them, it's also an experience because you have to give jobs like this, do this, the A do this, and the team B do this, and you learn how to manage your time. But I'm not perfect at it yet, but I'm still in the process of becoming perfect in managing my time. And what else? The ideas as a head of a student council. I believe that my ideas are now better than what I used to have. There are some of the pros as a head of student council. Oh, there's also one of the pros. So in IPB, in the University of IPB, there's like a sort of path to join to enter IPB by being a head of student council. So I believe that that's one of the best pros that I have as a grade 12, especially during this time. Do you guys know there's the changes like SMBT,
Yes,
SMBT?
there's a lot of it.
There's a lot of changes suddenly, and I'm not sure many people are ready for that. And I believe that the path of become a head of the student council and able to enter IPB by that, I guess that's a very good pro for me. Well, the cons are. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's a bad thing to become a head, but it's very emotionally draining. It's tiring. You're tired physically and mentally, especially when you get
Home at night.
yeah, go home at night, and then you get
Cold.
It's cold by
Yeah.
your parents.
no.
By parents?
I'm not my parents. My parents really support me in my student council, but sometimes when something doesn't go as what the teachers plan, or maybe some of the students are very not as what the teachers thought that the event will be, I will get scolded and be like, there will be so much evaluation that I should go through, and I believe that there's none of my event is a success because I'm a very insecure person, but my friends keep like telling me it's a great event and that, but like of course there will be some insecurity that I have to go through since I'm the head of the student council like that.
Yeah, I mean nothing is perfect. So when you have like a really good team, it will help you out.
Yeah.
So you're really tired, like mentally drained, basically. How do you manage that?
How do I manage it? I actually don't know certainly how I manage it, but maybe I can. Maybe there are three things that I usually do. First, I go back to Allah. Of course, I go back to Allah. I pray. I cry in my prayers, and I'm like, Ya Allah, everything is not going as planned. Please help me during this and that, because of course, if you talk to God, everything will be better, of course. And to go back to your team and you talk about it again, because communication is really important. If you have miscommunication in a student council, everything will be like that. So communication is important. Go back to your team and talk about the event. Then the third one is I'm really sorry, but I like to buy ice cream. I believe that ice cream is really like a happy
Makes
thing.
you happy.
Really makes you happy. Whatever the situation is, ice cream is a very great source of happiness, and that's why I like to buy ice cream every time I'm like in a very bad mood or like in a mentally drained situation like that.
I also like ice cream.
Same, I just like ice cream so much.
So that's how you solve when you're feeling tiring or not.
Yes. Oh, can I add one more?
Oh, sure.
Of course, going back to my parents. My family is literally my heaven and earth, because without them, I probably don't know what to do, because 90% of my job my parents help me with everything. I don't really like to bother my parents, especially I know they're already very busy with what they're doing right now, but they always have that time for me. They always spare time for my student council and that, so that I'm very grateful to them, very supportive of that.
Have you ever feel regret?
Regret joining student council?
Yeah.
I've never regret joining any organization that I ever got because even though it's tiring, it's mentally draining, but I believe that if Allah knows that this is my path, then this is the best path that I should have in my life. So that's why just go with the flow, just keep going, just keep trying harder, and just keep finding solution from your problem. Never run away from your problem because they will not be solved when you run away from it.
It also benefits you a lot.
Yeah, this also benefits me a lot. And then you have more experience. So that's the reason why I joined student council. Like that.
So when you became the head of the student council, it's like in the middle school, right?
As head of student council, I joined when I was still in high school. In senior high school. Junior, elementary, I've never become a head. But joining organization as student council since elementary.
Oh, it's really nice.
Do you guys join the student council?
No. What are the difference student council online and offline?
Well, since my student council in my era, well, it's like online and still only offline. So that's why, so in the first part, I thought it was always going to be online, right? So the event I made, the schedule I made is all for online situation. Then suddenly it goes offline and then culture shock because everything you plan is using Zoom, Google Meet, and then you don't need much money to spend, right? Because you're using online. You're using technology from your own device. But in school, you have to meet with the teachers, you have to talk about it, where you want to put like the backdrop and stuff like that. So that's why there's a lot of culture shock that I have to go through. And especially since grade 10, I'm always in online. So I don't know the faces of the teachers with their mask on, and I don't know what are the names of the security, because whenever there's an event, you always have to talk with the security, right? Then I don't know how to do this and that. So that's why there's a lot of culture shock, and the difference are online is to me way more easier because you can just like without any school uniform or stuff like that, just do it with your own home clothes. But since that offline, it's way more fun because the euphoria you get as a senior high school, especially I'm grade 12 now, I have to use the time more spending time with my friends since I'm graduating soon, and it's way much more better but way more harder because you have to plan this and that. If this doesn't go on schedule, everything goes bad like that. So I believe that online is easier, but it's like normal, like not as fun as when it's offline, but it's way harder. Like that.
It's a lot cheaper in online rather than offline.
Correct, it's much more cheaper. Well, if online you only give zero, no money at all.
Yeah. Can use laptop or phone,
Yeah.
and using Wi-Fi or
Correct.
But sometimes the communication like in online era is further harder.
Correct. That's the most harder part, the communication. Since as a student council, you have to have communication, especially there's a lot of heads, right, in student council, and then like it's a lot of opinion, a lot of talents, and especially in student council, they all have leadership, right? They all have leadership in themselves, and sometimes they're like selfish, and they don't listen to others because they feel like I'm already a leader. Why should I listen to other people like that? So as a head of the student council, you have to bring them together, make sure they listen to each other like that. That's the hardest part. If it's online, I mean, if the offline, same thing actually. But if it's offline, it's way better because eye contact, the talking with like face-to-face talking is way more better than online because sometimes you can like to miscommunicate online.
Yes,
Like when the emoji, sometimes people take it differently. And maybe when you're in a bad mood, but you joke around in text and then miscommunication happened like that. So
And also the tone.
yes, correct, the tone. It was like online. The tone is way better to the teacher. Like if you want to have an event, like actually classmate. In my school, there's supposed to be there's no classmate. There's not allowed classmate. Since my office started classmate, the teachers were like, what is this event? It's so weird. We never had this event in my school because my school is known for like the seniority from each generation.
Oh, it's I see.
Like understand like that. And since that happened since the last time, and when I want to make as a classmate, it's harder. But that's why if offline, the tone we can make it tone like please like that. So it's way easier if it's offline like that.
And how you bring them together?
How do I bring my student council together?
Yes, your
My teammates. Oh, well, one of the things is bounding. You don't, since my student council, there's like 2 generations, and I don't take seniority a very huge thing. Like it's enough. If you call us God, it's way more enough. You talk with them. You sometimes don't take everything so serious with them. Have fun with them. Talk with them like a friend. Don't talk to them. Don't see them as like a lower generation. Don't see us as a higher generation like that. So you combine everyone together, make everyone feel comfortable with themselves. They don't have to change their personality in the student council like that. So it makes it much more pure and much more fun in the student council. So the student council doesn't have to be very serious and like so strict. It can also be fun, but serious at some point like that.
What is the tips to become the leader?
The head of student council.
Yes.
If I give you tips, I don't really have certain tips because I don't have like a vision to be head of student council. But if I can give you like a simple motivation, maybe I can give that. The tips are, the motivation are just focus on yourself. Do not change your personality. Become other person so other people will accept you more. Well, in fact, that you have to be yourself so people can know you more better. And if you're not enough for them, then do not change them for your personality to become a better person for that particular person. You have to show, and you cannot give up in like a certain point. You always have to keep going, see the light, see your life. I mean, like it's so hard, especially when you're getting older, life gets harder, like that. So I believe that to be the head of student council, you always have to be yourself. That's the number one key. Because if you become someone else, it's so tired to pretend to be other person, but actually the personal self is a different person. Like that.
Do you have plans like? I think it's too early, but do you have any plans like after you graduate from university?
Maybe after I what I have certain plans because I like to think about the future. But after I graduate, probably I enter UE and then I become a nutritionist. And then since I like to eat ice cream, right? And whenever I queue to buy ice cream, there's a lot of kids at the back of me, and they always buy ice cream. I don't know, maybe they like it, or maybe it's cheap like that. I don't want to make it a business. it's too early for me, but it's okay. I want to open a business. Maybe I want to open an ice cream shop. No, anything like ice cream shop maybe. And maybe just in ice cream, there's like a lot of sugar, a lot of fat, and it's not really good to eat every day.
You'd like to change it.
Yeah, I want to change it. I want to make it like ice cream is a very fun way to eat, and it's also very healthy. So you don't have to worry about the calories and the sugar that happens to your kids. Well, instead, you'll be happy if the kids eat ice cream because there's more nutrition that they will get through that ice cream like that.
So I think about the seniority, like how do you handle it? Like
Seniority?
yes.
Well, if I can be honest with you, the seniority is gone. No, it's not. It's going to keep continuing until we're I don't know when it's gonna continue, but it's already getting so less. It's getting very less since the COVID came to the school. We're getting more combined. We're getting like, more combined with each other. We have time to play with each other. We play with together, but it will never be gone. So we always have to be cautious about the seniority in our school. So we have to give plan B, plan A, plan B, and even to plan Z, because like we never know when a seniority will come to any special event like that. So how I reduce it is to make more plans. So if there's this happen, we can go to plan B, and if this doesn't happen, plan C, like that.
So it's really important to have another plan.
Yes, if I don't have a backup plan. Or maybe like if you have a backup plan, I'm afraid that the event will be not good as what you like to do. I'm afraid that event will be not successful, because like if you keep sticking to one plan, I don't think it will be possible.
Yeah. Sometimes like the expectation and the reality is really different.
Correct. So that's why we have to look at the reality side of an event like that.
What is your opinion? Like sometimes there's many people
Stereotypes.
like the leader must be
Okay.
a man, not the woman.
Well, to be honest, in my senior high school, the past leaders are always girls. It's always a girl. But how do you break that stereotype? It's pretty simple. Just show what you got. I mean, like you prove to them that they are wrong. That I know in like a Muslim general, as a man has to be a leader like that. We do not like cross about that rule certainly. But if it's like this, the student council, I believe that you can prove to them, but like you can also do this. You like men can do this, and so do us. We can also do that. You can show that women are not just any weak person, but we can show them like you are wrong, guys. We can do this and that. We can be a great leader too, like you guys. So that's why just prove them wrong. If you talk about bad things about women, you show them that the women are not like this. Like that.
Is there any difference in between like student council in middle school and high school?
Of course there is, because in high school I'm just like a normal student council as like a member, but in senior high school I'm the head, so there must be a difference. In senior high school, I believe that you don't have the help of the parent a lot. In junior high school, like a lot of help for the parents. So like a lot of parents help us with our job. If we cannot do this, the parents would help us if the money is like not enough for a certain event. The parents would help us. Like we have a lot of help from the parents. But instead in senior high school, we don't really get that much help from the parent. Actually, to be honest, because like we have to be adult. We have to learn how to fix our problem ourselves. So that's why maybe it's harder. But I believe that that's one of the ways to become more mature in like finding ways in certain situations like that.
Other than money, what are the struggles you face?
In junior high school, not much expectation is given to the student council, right? Because we're still like young kids. We are still learning how to become a productive person in junior high school. But in senior high school, there's like a lot of schools that have a very big event and like so wow like that. And if you cannot keep up with that, probably people will not look at your student council as a good thing. They will be like, the student council is so basic, we cannot do this and that. But by that, you have to show them that our student council is a great student council. We are also trying our best no matter what like that. So I guess the hard part is like to fulfill people's expectation from the student council like that.
Do you have any advice for the people who want to try student council?
Some of the advice are, I believe that it's a great opportunity to become one of the student council. Just a member, it's a very big experience for me, because like you don't have to be the head of student council to have that much experience to be in an organization. I believe that it's a very important phase that you have to go through junior high school and senior high school, because like when you grow up, you have to face a lot of people, especially in your work, in your university. I'm still a senior high school. I don't know that much, but what I've learned from parents is that it's very important to talk with a lot of people, to have a lot of relations, because we're living in a world with a lot of people. We're not living by ourselves, right, in this world. So that's why I believe that one of the ways to survive the world is by joining student council. And it's very important for you. And I believe that if you are still struggling to join a student council, that's okay, because like organization is not just student council, right? There's like outside organization like that. So I believe that if you have a chance to join an organization, I believe that you should join an organization in your young life.
What advice would you like to give if someone wants to become a head of student council?
My advice should be, you have to be sure what you're doing. Like you have to be sure like you're holding an amanah for the school. Everyone is stressing on you, so you cannot let them down, right? So you have to make sure to rethink your decision. It's not that to become head of student council. To me, there's more positive than the negative part of being a head of student council. And probably the tips from me is that you have to be yourself. You cannot change your personality, become someone else. So just that you can be a head of student council, you have to be yourself. You have to be straightforward with people, and like if you want to be one of the candidates, you have to be really positive that you can bring the school to become a better place, a better situation for all people. And I would like to say, like, if you're not chosen to be one of the head of a student council, but you're the candidate yourself, it's okay. I mean, like, it's not a bad thing, right, to lose in a situation like a vote like that. You can just maybe prove it as a normal student member in a student council.
Alright, so we have a nice talk here and a really nice time with you. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Hope you get accepted in
University of Indonesia.
Yeah,
Thank you, Amin.
We wish you all the best. So
good luck for your examination.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thank you for having me.
so that's all from us. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yay!